What's up, what's up? Welcome ladies and gentlemen to your boy's newest video. Today I'm going to be reacting to this video by Alex Hormozi. The title is The Alex Hormozi Diet Revealed. Let's take a look at this thumbnail first. Looks like our boy is pretty proud right here, flexing his muscles and giving people a proud facial expression. On top of his chest, we can see never skip dessert. And behind him, we can see a mountain of junk food. I guess those are just ice cream. Apparently, our boy is trying to tell us that he never skips dessert and he's proud of that. I don't really think you should be proud of that. That doesn't feel like something to be proud of. If he actually eats a lot of junk food, I would be pretty amazed. Because I feel like he should be pretty healthy, right? I don't know too much about him, but I feel like he probably has a ton of work to do all the time, and I'm pretty sure he has a lot of haters. So in order to handle his kind of life, you need to have enough energy and be pretty mentally resilient, aka be pretty healthy. Let's find out what he actually eats.
I've eaten dessert virtually every night for 20 years. I have never.
He literally told people in the intro that he eats dessert every night for 20 years. Holy crap. How old is he now? I guess 20 years ago he was still in his 10 to 20. So basically throughout his career he has been eating a lot of junk food. That's kind of amazing because I know he's pretty successful. Maybe some people are going to say that he's not, but he definitely has done a lot of work. So he's able to function pretty well on a not very optimal diet, it sounds like. I have never skipped dessert. Dude is proud of that. The last time I ate junk food was the end of 2023. I went to Japan with my family and they were eating ice cream. And I decided to also eat ice cream. I think it was okay. I was traveling. I didn't have to be extremely strict all the time. We are still going to die anyway. But our boy Alex has been eating dessert every night for 20 years. That's another story. But I guess he's doing pretty okay.
Or skip dessert. And I've been able to maintain a six-pack for that entire period of time. I have done
I think it's totally possible that you have a good physique eating a bad diet. Actually, I was like that before. I had a six-pack before, and back then I was eating junk food a lot. And I know many people are like that. Many people are eating a not very optimal diet, eating a lot of not very clean foods, and their body looks good. But that doesn't really mean your diet is good. You also need to take a look at your mental health, your energy, your digestion, your skin, things like those. If he said that, oh, and my skin has been good, my digestion has been good, my energy, things like those has been good, that would have made a stronger argument. Instead of just saying that, oh, I've been able to have a six-pack.
A lot of different diets, keto stuff. I've done high carb, I've done low carb, I've done high fat, I've done intermittent fasting, alternate day fasting, carnivore style eating, whatever. The last 10 years, I've pretty much eaten the exact same way. Be able to have business dinners, be able to have drinks. Many of the entrepreneurs that I know,
He's been eating the same way for about 10 years.
Who've seen me eat and have been around me a long time end up adopting this and they never go back. What I'm not saying is this is the most scientifically researched, whatever. I'm just sharing what worked for me. If something works for you, just keep doing that. Number one is you have to figure out what your goal is. You're either trying to get bigger, you're trying to get smaller.
I guess some people that want to build muscles will want to become bigger. Some people that want to lose weight will want to become smaller. For me, I think we should just let our body decide. If our body wants to become bigger, let it become bigger. If our body wants to lose weight, let it lose weight. Just listen to your body, I feel like.
From there, you start at number 7 all the way up to 21. My videographers will put it right here, 7 to 21. And every 3, you go from extreme weight loss to moderate weight loss to maintenance to moderate weight gain to extreme weight gain. All you have to do is multiply your body weight. So I'm gonna use 200 pounds as my average because it's easy with math. So let's say I'm a 200-pound guy and I wanna get leaner. I'm gonna go to moderate cut, which is the second from the bottom here of these 3, which you've got 10, 11, 12. And I'm gonna say 10 because it's easy math. And so I'm gonna multiply 200, which is my weight, times 10, which is this coefficient, which gives me, drumroll please, 2,000 calories, all right?
So he just gave people a formula for people to decide how many calories they need to eat every day. I don't think that's a very good strategy. You need to listen to your body. Or maybe you are not going to get enough food your body wants. Or maybe you are going to eat too much food, right?
Now, if you're like, doesn't it change? What about my exercise? And what if I have a physical job? Doesn't really matter. If you lose too much weight too fast, go to 11. You can adjust it. We've got 2,000 calories. Great. Here's step 3. You multiply your weight, 200 pounds again. You multiply it by 1. Really hard math. Means 200 grams of protein. Some of the science nerds are gonna be like, you can only metabolize 0.7 grams per. don't give a shit. Every pound of lean meat, white fish, ground turkey breast, 96 foreground beef, shrimp, whatever. A pound is 100 grams of protein. So if you need 200 grams,
I feel like he's making things complicated. You need to do a lot of math to eat his type of diet, right? Instead of just listening to your body, eat what your body wants, and eat how much your body wants.
you need 2 pounds. Now that's if you exclusively ate meat. I tend to eat over my 1 gram per pound. I like eating protein. It fills me up. I feel good on it. That's why I do it. If you don't eat as much, don't. Now we're back to the math. This is the last math equation we're gonna have to do. We have
So basically, he has been teaching people as to how to figure out how many calories you want to eat and how much protein you want to eat, and how to know how much protein your food has. If you just listen to your body, you don't need to go through all that.
2,000 calories, and we know we have to eat 200 grams of protein. All you have to do is figure out what 2 pounds of meat you want to eat or where you want to get your 200 grams of protein from and figure out how many calories are in that thing. These 2 pounds of meat are both turkey. I eat turkey for both meals. Crazy. These are both 560. I know that that's 1120.
Apparently, our boy Alex is a lean meat eater, which is not very ideal in my opinion. Wow. So it looks like his diet is pretty not good. He doesn't eat a lot of fat and he eats, looks like a lot of junk food. I'm pretty amazed. He's still able to function pretty well, I feel like. Let me know in the comments if you think Alex is healthy.
That's how many calories I have of protein that I eat in my day. So I subtract my calories associated with those meals from my 2,000 in this example, and I would have 880 calories left over. Those 880 calories, here's the magic of how this works. You can do whatever you want with them. If you need to go out to a business dinner, you want to have drinks, cool. Well, cocktail's probably 150 calories. Have 2 of those and have a 5.
I feel like our boy is pretty stuck in the matrix. I don't want to be rude, but holy crap. Was he trying to say that as long as you hit your protein goal, the remaining calories, you can eat whatever you want? I don't think your body just requires protein. And you also need to take into consideration what damage is the food you eat going to give you. I don't think he's taking those into consideration.
500 calorie meal of whatever you want. Because again, you've already got your protein in.
You can eat whatever you want. That's not a very good argument. What if you go eat poisonous things, right? A lot of the foods we are eating, I feel like, are pretty poisonous. Maybe they're not entirely poisonous, but they are still somewhat poisonous. And just because you have hit your protein goal doesn't mean that you should go eat those somewhat poisonous things, right? Guys, when I talk, I don't like to talk in a very extreme way. So hopefully you guys could understand what I was trying to say.
And have a 500 calorie meal of whatever you want. Because again, you've already got your protein in. You could just stay at home and have an entire pint of ice cream that's 880 calories. Or each of these cookies is probably 400 calories. You could have 2 of them. And that
looks like in his worldview, as long as the calories not too many, you can eat that. As long as you already hit your protein goal for that day. Wow. So I guess in his mindset, he pretty much just care about your body. Yeah. We can feel that from the beginning of the video. He pretty much just focuses on the way your body looks. Other things don't really matter to him. It feels like your skin health, your digestion, your mental health. Yeah, if you care about those, I don't feel like you would think that you can eat a lot of junk food as long as the calories are low.
That could be your dinner. It doesn't matter. And mind you,
It doesn't matter. Why? Just because their calories are not too many? What about the damage that they can give you?
that's with a cut. That's with me trying to lose a pretty significant amount of weight. Now, I actually maintain, because we're going to this 3rd chunk, right? In this 13 to 15 chunk, if I multiply my body weight, I'm more than 200, but let's just say it's 200 for math's sake, times 15, 3,000 calories. So I would have an extra 1,000 calories on top of that 1,000 if I did that same thing. Instead of having 2 of these cookies, I could have like 5 of these cookies for dinner. Or I could have 2 of these bites and still have some food. I eat the same breakfast and lunch every day. I start my day with, let's call it a 200 calorie bar. You call it a brownie. It doesn't matter. If I'm traveling, I might not have this.
That's crazy. Bro is actually eating pretty peasantly. Oh my god. Bro probably has all the money in the world, but he's eating that. Oh my god. If I had the money he has, I'll probably just get a farm.
With me and I'll grab a Quest bar at the airport, right? 200 calories.
Why
and
is
20 grams
bro eating peasant food? No, Alex.
of protein. One of those bars. And then I have a shake, and this is 30 grams
Why
of protein.
the fuck do you want to drink shake? What the hell? I will swap that with eggs and milk. That feels so much better, right?
Protein and 160 calories. I'm in for 360 calories for my breakfast.
And you can see that he's always talking about all the stats. Oh, calories, protein. he's really focusing on those. Like he doesn't really care about other things. For example, the nutritiousness of the foods and the damage a food can give you.
I got 50 grams of protein knocked down already. Then I go to my lunch. I have a pound of turkey, which we already know is 560, and I actually only eat
Our rich boy right here is eating lean meat.
half of one of these guys. 1 cup of rice. I now have 150 grams of protein and 1140 in terms of calories that I've eaten so far. Mind you, I have 3,000 calories just to maintain. All right, not bad. So now I go to dinner. Dinner is the big flex meal for me. Now, I also tend to eat a pound of protein at dinner. Do I need to? Absolutely not. Do I want to? Absolutely. I love eating protein. I feel good when I eat.
He feels good eating lean meat. Wow, that's interesting. I think lean meat is pretty not delicious. You should feel good eating more fatty meat. That feels more reasonable. Feel good eating lean meat? Bro, it's just built different. We are not on the same level. But we can see that he just focuses on protein. He doesn't really care about vegetables. Yeah, I didn't see him eating vegetable. Maybe that's the key. Maybe he's able to do pretty well on his diet because he's not eating vegetables. Wow, that's his secret. I wonder why he doesn't eat vegetables. Because feels like he's still pretty blue-pilled when it comes to diet. I'm not trying to be rude whatsoever. I'm just making some comments. I wonder what he thinks about eating vegetables.
If you didn't, let's say you were 150 pounds and you'd already eaten 150 grams of protein up to this point, your entire dinner could be whatever you want. Pretty cool, all right? As long as...
What kind of logic is this? As long as you get your protein and as long as you don't eat too many calories, you are good to go. I guess, yeah, that's true if you only care about how your body looks. But there are many other things that you also need to care about, I feel like.
As it equaled out to the total amount of calories you want. And I do this also because then I'm full. If I just eat cookies, I'm usually not full. This has worked for a very long time. I actually had a couple of guys stop me and say, dude, you made this nutrition video and like I lost 50 pounds using it. Like, thanks so much. I get a bunch of DMs about this stuff. And so this is really what I eat every day. So we're like, where's your greens? I have a multivitamin and I continue to stay alive. And guys, I've stayed away from fitness.
What did you just say?
I have a multivitamin and I continue to stay alive. And guys,
I continue to stay what?
I have a multivitamin and I continue to stay alive.
I continue to stay alive. Wow, our boy is pretty badass. I like that mindset. He has his own philosophy. Nice. I wonder what people who regularly eat vegetables are going to think about his take. I feel like that's probably going to be better. Multivitamin probably don't take as bad as vegetables, which means they are probably not healthy as vegetables, right?
Away from fitness stuff, mostly because like there's all these armchair debates and like I just don't care. If you want, I can do a part 2 on how I train as an entrepreneur. It's different than if you were like a pro bodybuilder or a strongman or a powerlifter or Olympic lifter or just a normal gym rat. I can make that a second video, put it in the comments. If not, just enjoy this one.
I feel like the main takeaway is that Alex doesn't really eat vegetables. Maybe that's the key to his success. That's interesting. Yeah, so his diet is pretty trash to me. But I think he's probably doing pretty well. He's probably healthier than me. I feel like he probably has more energy than me and he's probably more resilient than me mentally. So that's pretty good. I feel good for him. But is this diet going to work for an average person? Maybe it's going to be better than an average modern diet because there's no vegetables, which means that your diet is going to be more enjoyable. Yeah, his diet is not enjoyable, right? You can eat a lot of junk food and you can eat some meat. There are not really things that are not delicious in his diet. Although lean meat is pretty not delicious, but it's still a lot better than vegetables. Interesting. I wonder how I would feel if I eat his kind of diet. Being able to eat a lot of junk food and a decent amount of meat. But the meat is not very delicious because it's lean. But yeah, that's a fun diet. That's not what I was expecting. Worse than I thought and more unique than I thought. So good luck to Alex. If he feels like it's working for him and he's able to run a big business, I think that's pretty awesome. Alright guys, hope everyone can have big achievements like Alex does. Our boy has 3 million-ish subscribers and I know he's a successful businessman. Let's keep going together.